What's up guys, this is Storm and welcome to another gaming news roundup. I hope you're enjoying your amazing weekend, and we have a lot to cover this week. Some good, some bad, and some head scratchers. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, share, and comment down below for any of the news that I bring up in this video. And without further ado, let's get on with the news. Over the course of a couple of days ago, there was some type of event that people got to attend, and one of the people that was attending at this event was Yuri Lowenthal. You may know him as Ben 10, Sasuke from Naruto, and from Insomniac Games' Marvel Spider-Man as Peter Parker. During this event, somebody came up to him asking some questions, and of course they would ask him about Insomniac next Spider-Man entry, which would be Spider-Man 3. And this is what Yuri Lowenthal had to say about it. He responded saying, "I can't say much about the next game, but Peter hasn't left. He's a central part of the next game and won't be sitting on the couch. I promise you that." So, you may be confused why Yuri Lowenthal would say this. Well, if you have played Marvel Spider-Man to the end of the game after the defeat of Venom and saving New York of the symbiotes, Harry Osborn go into a comatose state, and Peter and Miles discuss that Peter should just take a vacation from being Spider-Man and focus on his normal life as Peter Parker and reestablishing the Emily May Foundation that him and Harry was planning to do. So when Peter is taking a backseat of being Spider-Man, Miles Morales will be the only New York Spider-Man for the time being. So this made people believe that Peter Parker is not going to be Spider-Man anymore and is only going to be Miles going forward. Which, I don't know how people come to that conclusion. That is not the case. He's literally saying he's just taking a break, but he is going to come back as Spider-Man at some point. Because even though Miles is a capable Spider-Man, if you saw the ending credits of the game, Norman Osborn blamed the Spider-Man for what happened to Harry with the whole Venom situation. And he goes to visit Doc Ock, an old companion of his that he betrayed in the past, and asks him, does he know their identities? So it's more than likely Norman's gonna get Otto out of prison, so both of them could team up to work together to take out the Spider-Man. And we got hints that Norman Osborn is most likely going to become the Green Goblin, because he told one of his scientists to get the G serum ready, which, if that means anything to you, that kind of feels like it's a Goblin serum. And especially you played the first Marvel Spider-Man game, we got hints of the Green Goblin during like a segment of Mary Jane mission of sneaking to Norman Penthouse. You found a prototype helmet that looks like the Goblin helmet in prototype form, and when you look at the heads up display when Mary Jane puts it on, you see in the corner a glider is basically connected to it by a remote control, and you see prototypes of Goblin bombs. So all the people that believe that we won't be playing as Peter Parker Spider-Man anymore, y'all need to relax. And the kind of possibility there could be 3 Spider characters in the game, because in the next after credit for Marvel Spider-Man 2, we found out that Miles' mom is dating a guy named Albert, and he has a daughter who goes by the name of Sydney. So comic book fans may know this as Sydney Moon, aka Silk, as one of another spider-like hero. But since we don't know for sure she will have spider powers in the game, it's basically up to speculation at this point. So, with that being said, I am truly excited for Spider-Man 3 and how they're going to do the story. Because Kraven the Hunter is gone. He kind of pretty much wiped out most of the Sinister Six. Tombstone turned over new leaf. Black Cat is somewhere in France saving her partner. So, well, we do have they did show off the communion, so he could be something. And Cletus Cassidy is also out there with another symbiote that is going to become Carnage. So we still got some villains that we could mess around with in Spider-Man 3, but it just could be the main focal point is going to be Norman Osborn and Otto Octavius. So we're still a long way from getting Spider-Man 3 because Insomniac still need to put out Wolverine. So most likely after when Wolverine comes out, there's probably going to be a Ratchet and Clank in between that. And maybe another standalone game. Some people think there's going to be a standalone Venom because of the leak. Or we could probably get another standalone Miles game. So we just gotta wait and see. But in the end, I'm excited to see what Spider-Man 3 will have for us when it eventually comes out. Ubisoft had put out a statement talking about the physical copies of Assassin's Creed Shadows got leaked way early before the game was able to come out. And this is the statement that Ubisoft had to say. They said, "Hello everyone, we are aware players have accessed Assassin's Creed Shadows ahead of its official release. The development team is still working on patches to prepare the experience for launch, and any footage shared online does not represent the final quality of the game. Leaks are unfortunate and can diminish the excitement for players. We are kindly asking you not to spoil the experience for other players. Thank you to our community for already taking steps to protect everyone from spoilers. Stay in the shadow, avoid spoilers, and keep an eye on our channel for more official surprises in the coming weeks. March 20 will be here soon." So, if anybody that were looking forward to Assassin's Creed Shadows, I suggest to avoid any social media because I believe there will be people that will try to paint Assassin's Creed Shadows in a bad light with the spoilers saying like, "Oh, look how buggy this is, this, that, and the third. They wasted all this time and this game looked like trash." I can already see that happening. So far, I haven't seen any leaks of the game, so that's a good thing that they're keeping a tight lock on that. But it's just unfortunate that this would happen to Assassin's Creed Shadows, especially all the negative press surrounding it by a certain group and stuff. So when Ubisoft wants a game to succeed, this is a game that needs to succeed. So hopefully this won't do that much damage to them in the coming days when this game officially comes out. I'm definitely looking forward for Assassin's Creed Shadows, so I'm definitely gonna get it day one. I just haven't pre-ordered it yet, but yeah, I will be playing this game when it releases. Microsoft Fable that was announced in 2021 was now confirmed to be delayed to 2026. It was set to release this year and is being made by the studio Playground, who have made the Forza Horizon series. So this came as a somewhat as a surprise, but at the same time as not, because there was a rumor that a game from Microsoft was going to get delayed to 2026, and some people assume it was going to be Fable. Some say it will probably be Perfect Dark. So yeah, they came out at they had some type of YouTube video reel of showing us some of their games, and they announced that Fable will be delayed to 2026. And to try to get people like not to be disappointed in the delay, they put out a pre-alpha gameplay of the game, which in my opinion I didn't see like not really anybody talking about it, but I kind of find it a little bit weird that a game that was set to come out this year was a game that was set to come out this year got delayed to 2026, but they showed a pre-alpha gameplay of the game. Like, wouldn't be better to show off a more updated version of the game, like a beta version of it? Yeah. It just, to me, is kind of where they showed pre-alpha gameplay for a game that was set to come out this year. So they use an show off an old build of the game instead of like a latest version of it. But overall, the game did look pretty good from what I saw of the gameplay, so it did look pretty good. And one of the devs behind the game had put out a statement talking about it, and this is what he had to say. This is what Craig Duncan had to say. So I just want to start with really excited about progress, really excited where Playground are. We previously announced the date for Fable as 2025. We are actually going to give Fable more time and it's going to ship in 2026 now. While I know that's not maybe the news people want to hear, I want to assure people of is that it's definitely worth the wait. And I just have unequivocal confidence in the Playground team. If you think about their history and legacy for Forza Horizon, the last two games critically acclaimed. When he put out this statement, some people started theorizing the reason why Fable would be delayed into next year. Some people believe that Playground needs more time to get the feel of the new stuff that they're doing with Fable, going from a racing to a RPG type of game. And some people believe that the reason why they delay it so it could launch day one with PlayStation. I'm not gonna lie, that would be crazy if it turned out to be that's the case. But going how Microsoft have been moving right now, it wouldn't be that too surprising. It just a lot of people gonna be cracking jokes on social media. But that's the time we live in right now. So we'll see what happens in 2026 for Fable, because you really think about this year is starting to get filled up with games. We got Lost Soul Aside, Digimon, Marvel 1943, The Rise of Hydra, I believe that's the name of it. GTA 6, Borderlands 4, The Mafia, The Old Country, Death Stranding 2. So yeah, this year is started to get filled up with games that we still not even sure where they're gonna fall in the time slots, because I'm starting to agree with what everybody say. Take-Two has like the gaming industry in a chokehold because they have not revealed the date where GTA 6 is gonna come out. So a lot of people are just holding back on hesitant because they don't want their game to be overshadowed by GTA 6 when that eventually drops. So I would kind of believe that would be an interesting why Fable would be delayed, so it wouldn't be accidentally dropped near GTA 6, honestly. So we'll see what happens. After the success of Silent Hill 2 Remake, Konami have decided to continue their partnership with the Bloober team with a brand new game. This could be a remake of another Silent Hill game or a brand new IP altogether. They did not say, but it is very good to see Bloober team is getting a chance to do another game with Konami after their last couple of games before that did not do well, which was like the Medium and the Blair Witch game. So we'll see what they gonna be doing with Konami in the future. Some people are hoping they'll remake the first Silent Hill game, or maybe Konami could have them make a brand new Silent Hill story from the ground up. So that'd be interesting to see the Blue Routine Caliber. But that game probably won't be coming anytime soon. So until then, until we hear for more, we just gotta wait and see. The PlayStation Plus games that are coming out for the month of March. We are getting Dragon Age the Veilguard, Sonic Colors, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the Cowabunga Collection. To be honest, this is a really good month. But the biggest surprise for me was literally freaking Dragon Age Veilguard being added to PlayStation Plus, which is wild to think about because this game literally came out by the time of this recording like 5 months ago, 5 or 6 months ago. So the fact that this game is coming on PlayStation Plus now, it goes to show this game flopped hard in my opinion, because when this game when the sales of this game came out, it did half of what Bioware expectation was. I believe Bioware probably expected for it to sell 3 million, I saw, but the game only ended up selling 1.5, and that kind of shows me that EA was hoping that the game would sell just on the name itself, but that's not the case for it. So I really feel bad for BioWare because it kind of feels like Mass Effect is their last chance, because I have a friend who's a real big fan of the Mass Effect, and she enjoyed Dragon Age, but she believed that if Mass Effect fails, she could see BioWare shutting down, shut down, which would be crazy for it to be shut down, because they're kind of treading on thin ice, because we haven't gotten an update for Mass Effect in a very long time. The last update they put out was a tweet for the anniversary, and they just put a short little video of some character walking. Like we don't even get to see what character it is. A lot of people expect it to be Shepard, but we don't know which Shepard, like male or female Shepard. But it just like, that's low-key really shitty marketing, in my opinion. It kind of feels like Mass Effect fall into the thing like you showed off way too early and you have nothing ready to show for it. It was the same thing with Dragon Age Veilguard. The only thing we were getting like concept art of the game, which people were not really trying to see, because in my opinion, I don't see the point of you showing video game concept art if the studio probably won't even use them in the full game. So that's why I say on concept art, honestly. But let's give our hopes to BioWare that they could pull through this, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully they have something prepared for this year for Mass Effect, because if they don't, oh boy, it will not be a good one for them. The PlayStation VR 2 got a $100 price drop now that you can own it for $400. Before it's $500, and they did say the bundle that comes with that Horizon VR game, that price is gonna still be the same, which, if I recall, it was $550. So anybody who wasn't getting a PlayStation VR 2 because of its over expensive being $500, I think this could be like a perfect time if $400 is a good price point for you. or if you want to wait for it, it gets even lower. But in the end, it's good that it finally got a price drop, so now people could slowly get into the VR aspect. Because I think PlayStation VR could become something in the future. It just currently right now is not the way people want to play their games. But I could see it like further down the line. It could be like a big thing, especially like a lot of different companies are getting into the whole VR aspect. We just gotta wait and see how that turns out. But overall, the PlayStation VR 2 do have some really good games. So if 400 is a good price point for you, you got a lot of games that you'll be able to play on it. Because like people may think like, oh, PlayStation not supporting the VR. They've been a lot of games that are coming to that platform. Like they may not be like first party, because I don't think PlayStation have a first party studio to that is solely making VR games. But at least they're getting VR games, and they always show them off at their state of play. So they're not dropping the VR 2. It's just like a slow burn at this point. But I might be able to get one now, so we'll see what happens. One of the biggest games that released this week is Monster Hunter Wilds, and it is going crazy. The past couple of days, I've been streaming with my friends. We've been doing hunts here and there, and the Steam numbers as soon as this game dropped was crazy. And here they are right here. As you can see, Monster Hunter Wilds is number 7 on the Steam charts, and it is over 1 million current player peak, beating out Cyberpunk 2077 and Elden Ring for the overtime peak. So I believe the number is higher. I haven't checked the updated version, but yeah, Monster Hunter Wild is going crazy, and it only been out for, I think it dropped on Friday. So in the last 2 to 3 days, it's been going crazy. But there have been some problems on Steam. Like, it is a high number, the number of players on Steam that it has, but the rating for it is a lot of negative, because what I saw people say, it was like poor optimization of the game when it comes to PC. So hopefully the team could get that sorted out, because this could hurt them in the long run if they let this sit how it is. But kudos to Capcom with Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm still currently going through it. I have put out a couple of streams if you want to check them out. We're trying to get ready before the next before the big update drops from Monster Hunter Wilds that will introduce a new monster. So yeah, can't wait what they got in store for Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm hoping they do like a expansion like how they did for World with Iceborne. I hope they do that again. We finally got our first 2 games from the new PlayStation initiative, the India Hero Project. The 2 games that are coming to the PS5 are Bloody Boots is a junk punk action adventure, and Loco 3D platforming and pizza delivery, which is really cool. We saw how the China Hero Project turned out, so now that we're getting games from India developers, which means more games coming to the world. So I am excited to see what kind of games that we're gonna be getting from these new sets of developers in the future. And okay, these games kind of do sound pretty fun, so I might give them a try when they come out. Now we're up to the final part of the news roundup, and it's a pretty bad one. In a couple of videos I did before, we talked about how Wonder Woman video game was in development, and it turns out they spend over 100 million in the development of Wonder Woman game, and then we found out in 2020, like around early 2024, they restarted the whole development of said game. Well, now it comes out from Jason Schreier, who works at Bloomberg. He has reported that Wonder Woman game is being canceled. And it's not only the game being canceled, a lot more bad stuff have happened. And this is what Jason Schreier has to say. He said, breaking, Warner Bros. Game is shutting down Monolith Production player first games in San Diego, sources tell Bloomberg News. Warner Bros. Is also canceling the Wonder Woman game. So it's not only the Wonder Woman game being canceled, 3 studios is being canceled. Monolith is the ones that was working on the Wonder Woman game, and they also worked on games like the Lord of the Rings Shadow of Mordor games, and I can't remember the other Shadow of Mordor, and damn, I can't remember the other game, but it's basically the guys who made those games. Player First Games, that's the studio that did Multiverse, that's being shut down, and now the studio being closed. And WB San Diego, I believe they did the Fear game. So the fact all 3 of these studios are being shut down, which is freaking crazy. And not only that, Warner Brothers actually put out a statement about the reports about the studios being shut down. And this is what they had to say. We had to make some very difficult decisions to structure our development studios and investments around building the best games possible with our key franchises: Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. After careful consideration, we are closing 3 of our development studios: Monolith Productions, Player First Games, Warner Bros. Games San Diego. This is a strategic change in direction and not a reflection of these teams or their talent that consists within them. The development of Monolith Wonder Woman video game will not be moved forward. Our hope was to give players and fans the highest quality experience possible for the iconic character. And unfortunately, this is no longer possible within our strategic priorities. This is another tough decision as we recognize Monolith's storied history of delivering epic fan experience through amazing games. This greatly admired the passion of the 3 teams and thank every employee for their contributions. As difficult as today is, we remain focused on and excited about getting back and producing high quality games for our passionate fans and developed by our world class studios and getting our games business back to profitability and growth in 2025 and beyond. This is hella toned. The fact they add DC games but they shut down the Wonder Woman game, which is freaking crazy in my opinion. But the thing is, like, the reason why they're in this situation because is their own decision. Like, the games that they put out have been absolute trash. You got Gotham Knights, which turned out to be from during development, it was supposed to be a game as a service game, but they changed it. But some aspects of game as a service was still inside Gotham Knights code. And Suicide Squad, that was horrible. Like, even I believe it was even on PlayStation Plus. I didn't see people even going for it. Like, all these choices that Warner Brothers did on their games, it was by their decision, and they want to capitalize on the games as a service thing because that's currently the trend that's going on. But as we can see, some games as a service games are failing. Like Sony have discovered this the hardest. Like they thought they hit gold after Helldivers 2, but look at it. They shut down. They canceled a whole bunch of games as a service games, and it's not the case. Like making a game as a service game is it's hard. It's very hard, and to extent like you have to look at the market. Like like the game as a service game has to grab you as soon as it come out. If it doesn't grab you, it's not gonna do well. Like we've seen this multiple times. So it's just mind-boggling that they're shutting down these two, especially Monolith. Like I believe they celebrated their 30-year anniversary, and when I think about it, I could. It's surprising, but at the same time, it's not surprising they're shutting them down, because I believe the last game Monolith put out was the Shadow of Mordor's game, which came out in 2017. So it's been like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. It's been like 7 to 8 years they put out a game. And the fact this Wonder Woman was not going to come out anytime soon, especially they restarted that development, and Warner Brothers spent over $100 million on the development alone. Yeah, they were not going to get that money back whatsoever. And it's sad that these people have lost, like they lost all this time on development of the game, and now they losing their job just because of the stupid choices that that Warner Brothers have made. But it's not only that. Jason Schreier actually went on the Kind of Funny Gamecast, and he put out some more info about the whole WB situation. And these are the bullet points that he said in his interview with Kind of Funny. He said, for Monolith, following Shadow's War release in 2017, Monolith was not interested in making another Lord of the Rings game, and began developing an original IP codenamed Legacy. After Legacy was cancelled by Warner Bros. In 2021, Monolith's entire leadership team and many other devs quit. Most of these devs went on to form Cliffhanger Games with EA and currently developing a Black Panther game. Alright, cool. Judging how Shadow of Mordor play, and now they're making a Black Panther, I think that's going to be fire in my opinion. But continue on. Monolith then began to work on Wonder Woman around May to June 2021. The game would be revealed at the Game Awards 6 months later. Monolith was forced to work on Wonder Woman while simultaneously rebuilding their staff and leadership team. During development, a debate emerged about whether to use Monolith's in-house engine for Wonder Woman or switch to Unreal Engine. They eventually decided to stick to the in-house engine, but often ran into problems as many of the programmers and engineers who knew how to properly utilize the engine had already quit. Oh my god. So this was a lose-lose situation. Either they used the Unreal Engine and had to learn how to utilize the Unreal Engine 5, or stick to their own in-house engine. But majority of the team who knew how to use the in-house engine had quit the studio. Around late 2023, early 2024, Wonder Woman was completely rebooted. The game changed directors. The Nemesis system was removed. You don't know what the Nemesis system is. It's something that Warner Brothers created. Basically, like in the Shadow of Mordor game, if you fight like a boss or some type of enemy in the game, and if you don't beat him or you lose to him and you come back to fight him, he would either be stronger after your last encounter with him, and he would remember of that said encounter. So, and I believe other players, I believe how Shadow Moore was, other players could interact in the same world. Like they could see the monster that you fought and to see how strong it is because it beats you. I think that's sums up how the Nemesis system works. There most likely is more to it, but I think that's like I gave the dumbed down version of how it works. Alright. And the game was changed to be more traditional action adventure game similar to God of War. So me hearing that, I'm thinking how God of War 2018 was, camera over the shoulder. Is either that or the original trilogy, which in my opinion that kind of feels that makes more sense than how God of War 2018 was, but whatever. Monolith does have no beforehand knowledge of the studio closure. They learned about on Tuesday shortly before we all did. And Jesus Christ. Imagine you come into work, you don't know what's going on. You're starting to get down to work, and next thing you know, you get an announcer that your studio is shut down. They're telling you to go home. Yeah, that's crazy. Following the release of Arkham Origins in 2013, WB Montreal began development on two games, their own Suicide Squad game and a sequel to Arkham Knight focused on Damian Wayne. Both were eventually cancelled and they began developing Gotham Knights. You gotta be freaking kidding me. So WB Montreal, the developer of Origins, was making a Suicide Squad game and a sequel to Arkham Knight that will focus on Damian Wayne, but both those games got canceled and focused on Gotham Knights, which doesn't even play like a traditional Arkham game. Okay. Gotham Knights was originally intended to be a live service, but they reversed course. According to Schreier, the game itself wasn't changed much by this. It was more like WB just decided to scrap the post-launch plans. I want to curse. Let me continue. Schreier said the Gotham Knights 1.5 he mentioned previously in his article would have actually been a separate, smaller game like Spiderman Miles Morales, but it wasn't approved. Also, he also mentioned in the article, WB Montreal pitched a Constantine game that was never greenlit and then began work on a Flash game that was cancelled after the movie flopped. We talked about those two games in the previous video. Following Gotham Knights' failure, some execs at WB Game wanted WB Montreal to become a support studio, and many devs were put on support for Wonder Woman and other games. As of now, WB Montreal is currently pitching a new game based on Game of Thrones. Oh my lord. WB Montreal got hoed. They got hold. Jason Schreier also talked about the other WB studios. Alright, this way he said. Schreier reconfirms that Rocksteady is in early development of a new Batman game. Rumors suggest it's going to be a Batman Beyond, but we'll just see how that turns out. As was previously posted on this, TT Games is working on a new Lego game that is planned to release next year. Interesting. He doesn't say exactly what it is, but there have been rumors that it's a new Lego Harry Potter that adapts the whole franchise in the same veins as Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Okay. Whatever. As previously reported, Avalanche is working on a director's cut of Hogwarts Legacy with a new DLC, and Rocksteady devs are also working on it. Avalanche is also in early development on Hogwarts Legacy 2, but it's still a long ways off. Long way off, I say 2028, 2029. And a director's cut of Hogwarts Legacy with a new DLC. I'm kind of confused what that what would that entail, in my opinion. But yeah, those are the stuff that Jay Shishara said about what's currently going on with the other studios and how bad Warner Bros. Treated some of those said studios. Overall, it's downright bad. Like, people are excited that Rocksteady gonna come back with another Batman game, and like, shoot, how is sounding? Y'all better hope that shit don't get canceled, because like, a sequel to an Arkham name that was gonna focus on Damian Wayne, which got canceled. They were gonna do their own version of Suicide Squad, which got canceled. A potential Flash game that got canceled because the movie flopped. Constantine never got greenlit. Wonder Woman got canceled. It kind of shows that WB Warner Bros. Games cannot make no other superhero game unless it's freaking Batman. That's literally what it's turning out right now, and it is downright horrendous. Like, some people believe that Rocksteady games are gonna come back to their glory with this Batman game. It kind of feels like they're just a one-trick pony. Like, oh, the studio failing, make a freaking Batman game, which is kind of funny that a Batman game was gonna be created, but it was gonna be Damian Wayne, which is kind of where they will use Damian Wayne, because a lot of people don't freaking like Damian. They don't like him as a character and stuff, but it's like the fact this is what we were getting, and it's downright sad. It's at the point like, y'all better hope your game do not get canceled at this way and you're at Warner Brothers. And the fact they moved W Montreal to try to make them as a support studio, and now they're trying to pitch a new game that they didn't want, so they don't be regulated to as a support studio. But I honestly don't know how it's gonna turn out for them. It could be good, it could be bad, but we gotta wait and see. Like, majority of their games is not coming out anytime soon. Like the freaking Batman game, the Hogwarts Legacy 2 game. I don't even know what to expect with the director's cut of Hogwarts Legacy, which, in my opinion, I think it's weird that we're getting they said a director's cut with a new DLC. I am curious what the new DLC is gonna be, but I'm just confused on the wording of the whole director's cut. Like, were there stuff from the game that was cut from the final build of the game, or this is or am I thinking about something totally different in general? But I guess at this point we just gotta wait and see what happens. Like, not a good way to start off the new year for WB. That's a fact for sure. But with that being said, this is the end of the video. What do you guys think of the news that came out? Are you excited to try out the India Hero Project games? Are you discussing how how Warner Brothers Games are managing their studios and canceling a whole bunch of projects? Are you excited to play Fable next year? Let me know in the comments below. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video game roundup. This is your boy Storm, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.